Mhm. Love, light, and blessing. This is Dramatic Arak Priestess here. I didn't announce that I was going to go live, so I figured I would just make a really quick video just to say Happy Black History Month. Today's February 1st of 2022, and it's literally the first day of Black History Month. And I kept trying to make a video, and for some reason, there kept being tech issues. So I figured if I go live, I don't have to edit anything, I don't have to upload anything, and I could just kind of get this content out there. So if any of you guys been watching my channel for a while, you know that Black History Month is like my Christmas. I love, 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 love celebrating Black History Month. And I wanted to show you guys some of the decks that I'm going to be working with in the month of February. Welcome. Hi, Star Level. How you doing, my love? So I just wanted to show some decks and oracle decks that I'm going to be using this month in celebration of Black History Month, especially because these decks, with the exception of one of them, are actually made by Black people about, and they're melanated decks. So I figured why not highlight those decks and things like that. And I do a one card pull in my membership for all members. And so I'm going to try my best to use these decks as much as possible during the month of February. So, hey, Mystic Treasure, how are you? Shanae Graves, how are you? How are you? Happy Black History Month, everybody. I'm going to try to use this deck this month. Hey, Paisley Simone, happy Black History Month. So I'm just showing everybody just literally the decks that I'm planning to use for, in celebration of Black History Month. So I'm going to try to use this deck. I did one card pull with this one and it was good. So I'm gonna try to use it more on my channel when I do the daily draws and all that stuff. So the African Goddess Rising, I'm gonna use this one because it's made by a Black woman, so why not? Um, I'm also going to use this deck this month too. I love this deck, the Hoodoo Tarot. So I'm gonna try to use this one this month too. For your guys' one card pull. I think like the guidebook to this deck is really good. So I think the guidebook is better than the deck itself, to be honest. So I'm gonna be using this deck too. I love it because it looks like old, like you're going on a visitation, like you're looking at grandma's old photo album or something. So I love it. And I'm gonna be using it for the membership readings and stuff this month. Hi, La Viuda Negra. How are you? So definitely gonna use that one this month. Like I said, I'm gonna use this one too because it's like, it's created by a black. Hi, Mystic Treasure. So it's literally hi Boy Brown. So it's made by a black person. So I'm like, it's Black History Month. Why not highlight, you know, people that are contributing to spirituality. So I have those two. I'm going to use this one too this month. This is the True Intuitive Tarot, and it was made by a Black woman as well. She was in the movie The Craft. So I'm going to be using this one too for readings. I like this one, even though like not gonna lie, the cards are kind of like thick, so they're a little bit hard to rifle shuffle, but I make it work. But I love it though. It's very beautiful. Yes, the guidebook is better than the deck itself. How you doing, Mystic Witch? So I love this one too. I wish it was like on better cardstock, to be honest. And yeah, because like the cardstock is a little cheapy, but it's still a good deck though. So I'm gonna use this one. And last but not least, I love this tarot. Some people do, some people don't. I did a like one card pull this morning with it. And it's the African American Tarot. This little white book is good because in all 78 cards, there's historical figures in it. And well, in the minor arcanas. In the major arcana, there's actually African deities throughout like Africa, but also through the diaspora. So you get to learn about different traditions and different deities. Like I did my little research for the ones I've never heard of. So I actually like this one. And this deck was actually created by a Black man. So I love it. This is the backs of it. And I'm going to be doing readings like on my channel with this one too. So I love it. Yes, True Intuitive Tarot is a very good one. It has the diversity. It's for me, it's like really good to read. Like the way that she like the way that the artist does like the cards. Like for me, like even if you didn't know how to read tarot, like you could definitely read it intuitively, in my opinion. So I love this one too because like I said, it has historical figures in it, and but I don't like using it for like everyday stuff. Like to me, this is very highly spiritual. So those are the four I'm going to use. I have an honorable mention because it does feature like melanated deities, but it is actually created by a white person. He is initiated into Ifa, so it is someone who's well versed in the religion. But I said I was highlighting black deck creators. So it's the Odisha Tarot. I'm going to use this one too. I don't I like this deck. The guidebook is really nice, but I don't know about you. Like the court cards, they ain't my thing. Like the art is not the best. Like, you know what I mean? But it's a good deck, but like the art is not my art style, you know. But it's a good deck though. I like using it. So those are the 5 decks I'm gonna try to use this month. Yes, it's good. I bought it when it was very cheap. Like I literally so I bought this on a sale, I'm not gonna lie. So it was like 13 bucks or 14 bucks. And I bought two. So I have this one and I have an unopened one. And I was like, so I'm one of those people, like if I know I'm going to use a deck for working purposes, I just get a backup deck because I destroy my decks. I read all the time professionally, so my cards, like, they get beat up, so I have to have a backup copy of stuff because if not, I'm not going to want to use it. So all my working decks, I have a backup copy of them. So because my cards, they get beat up. Mm-mm-mm. She said the face that you made. Like, look at this. 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 That's terrible. It looks bad. I have cards that are like all bended up, but I love this deck so much. Um, Especially like this feels like Valentine's Day to me. I don't know, but like some of my cards are bended in the back too. I'm like, well, when you get really bad, I'll just tape you together and you'll still work. But I like the beat up decks too because I feel like they have love in them. They have your energy in them. You're not afraid of messing them up because they're kind of already messed up already. So, but yeah, this deck I have a backup copy because that that's not cute. But it's all good. But a lot of my working decks look like that. They're all like chipped and stuff. I don't know how some readers have like the most pristine decks. I'm like, do you use them because it looks so pretty? They're like, oh, I had this deck for like 20 years and it looks like they just took it out the box or something. I don't know. She said I beat up my cards too. Yeah. I feel like it's I don't own any rose petal decks because I'm gonna be honest, I don't buy a lot of indie decks to be honest. Like Tarot Collectibles is indie, but it's like traditionally right away. Like I could just buy those decks and work with them. But a lot of the indie decks are really expensive. They're like 100 and something dollars. One of them that I actually want to get is like $200, and I'm like, do I really want to spend like 200 and something dollars on a deck though? Like, it's melanated, it's beautiful, but I'm like, I'm never gonna use it. If I spend $200 on it, I'm gonna be like, we're gonna do a reading, but we have to like take our time. I'm just gonna spread the cards on the table, like it's too pretty. So I heard rose petal finish is bad. I don't think I own any decks with rose petal finish. I hate thick cardstock, like too thick. I don't like it. A lot of people like thick cardstock. I hate it. I like flimsy cardstock where I could just shuffle you up. Not too flimsy where you're gonna break in half, but like soft enough where it's bendable and I could shuffle the cards. I don't like slippery cardstock where it's like so glossy that the cards slide everywhere and you're like picking up cards from the floor. And I'm like, they're paying me for a reading and I'm literally like on the floor the whole time. Hey girl, how you doing, member? Mr. Treasure, how you doing, member? Yes, I actually own the deck and don't have it anymore. Yes, I agree. They're the old beat up decks are the strongest, powerful. Like they just have their own little potency and vibration. They're just like the best, you know? They're the best. Hello, Simone Batiste. How you doing? Hey, Luca Maya. Hey, member. Yes, they have the strongest energies. That's what I feel. I feel like those old decks that like we use all the time. Like, oh, I think all of us have those as readers if we're readers. Like, we'll have like if you collect decks, like you'll have your little whatever, but it's always like the same ones you go back to all the time. You're try and true. Like, I have like 50 decks, but I always go back to the same one. Like, yeah, those are the ones that have the most energy. I love them. And then you don't care about messing them up because they're all beat up anyway. So you're tired. Oh, that sucks. I've been doing readings all morning, so I'm like on a little break. So I was like, let me make a video about the decks I'm planning to use this month. I'm like really excited. I have to like continue answering the comments because I have all these comments. So I'm excited. People are sending me the emojis, so I know you guys are like actually watching the videos. So thank you for making the algorithm of my channel go up. Thank you. I love you for that. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Exactly, uplift herbs. Like they understand me. Like it's the same three decks. Like you could have all these decks, but it's literally the same freaking decks that I read people with. Okay, it's either some type of right away version. It's my psychic oracle of the psychic oracle of the heart. Like it's the same stuff over and over again. Either a deck of playing cards, and that's about it. You know. So and my herbal tarot. I love my herbal tarot. Yes, it has good stories in it. I don't use it often either. Like I like it for like occasional readings and for me, I don't know if it's your issue. Like the only reason I don't use this for professional readings to be honest is look at how little the titles on the court cards are. I don't like that because and then it's like in the middle of the artwork, so to me it's distracting. So it's like when I'm doing a professional reading for someone, like I need to like get the answers like this, like you're paying for a time session. I don't have time, you know, and I also have ADHD. So like this is very distracting for me. Like there's a lot going on in the artwork and I get easily distracted. So like you don't want to pay for a reading and I'm just sitting there looking at the artwork and you're gonna be like, you suck and I want my money back. So I like this more for like a one card pull, journaling, like for to read myself with. But I don't use this one and I do use it enough, like it's used right? But I use it more for myself, and I've been having it for a while now. But I agree, like the stories in it are good and everything, but I don't see myself ever using this as a working deck. Now this deck, where are you? This deck I've used, even though it's like really thick, I have used this on like clients and stuff. Like this one's good. This is actually my second copy because my first copy is just not giving what it got to give. It's messed up looking. I messed that one up already. Yeah, and this one is just too special, okay? It's too special. Like I love the readings that I do, but I can't see myself doing like, love readings while he's thinking about me. Like this just feels more spiritual. There's like historical figures in it. Like this one feels more like this is family. You know, so I want to like use this for a one card pull or something, but like an in-depth client reading, I can't see myself doing that either with this one. You know, it's like it's personal. So for me, like for readings, I just like my old little right away. It just gets to the point. It does what it got to do. It gives you the answers. If not like playing cards or like either the Miss Cleo power pack. I like that deck. It's like the corniest deck ever, but I don't care. And the herbal tarot. This one I think I might actually use as a working deck in the future. This one I like. The card stock is perfect. I love the artwork. It gives what it got to give for me. Like I get really good readings with this one. I've done like everyday readings with this one. I like this one. So yeah. She said, I got ADHD too. Hi, member. Hi. Hi, all members. Yeah, sometimes I can't tell if a card is reversed. Exactly. 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 You can't tell with the Orisha tarot. Is the card upright, reversed? Like, what are we doing right now? What do you, she said you need to get one. What you need to get? What you need to get? Which one's your ancestor deck? The African American tarot? Which one is your ancestor deck? I want to know. Tell me the tea. But Atlas Herbs, I love that about you. I love you remind me a lot of myself. I use the same decks all the time. I've seen you use like the right away, like the plaid backs. I love the plaid backs. I think they're beautiful. A lot of people hate RWS, but I love me some RWS. I can't say. Hello, lovely. So Empress, how you doing, Queen? How you doing? I subscribe to your channel. So those of you that are watching, Miss Lovely So Empress does readings on YouTube. So subscribe. I love her. Hi, Chrissy Chris. Reading what, my love? It says I need to get one. Oh, a reading. Okay, nice. Yes. Welcome. Do the reading. I love reading people. Buenos dias. Danielle's my person. Danielle is one of my people. How you doing, sweetheart? Yes, I love Mrs. Cleo's Power Pack deck. I thought I was the only one, and I literally got that deck when it was like $3 or $4, and I went and bought like two of them. And I don't know, like, oh, I love the hoodoo deck too. Yes, it's like a very ancestral. It literally looks like those old pictures that like my great grandmother and my grandmother has. And you would go to your grandmother's house and you would look at these like old pictures. Like I would see those kind of pictures of my mom and stuff. Like that's what that reminds me of, like old photo album. I don't know. Yes, right away is my main deck. Exactly. I love it. I love it. And I love that like there's versions of right away now. Like people make the little like their own interpretation of it, but it's like a clone. Like that's why I like tarot collectibles, because like they'll change the background, but it's the same freaking deck. And because I have ADHD and and I have OCD, like sometimes I need to change out the decks because I'll get bored if I'm like always using the same deck for like readings, because I spend 40 hours a week doing readings for you guys. Okay. It's a full time job for me. So if I'm using like the same one deck, I'm going to get tired. So that's the only reason why I switch out like different right away. But it's the same freaking deck. It's like a different coloring, a different background, but it's the same deck. I love that deck. So I'm obsessed with it. I like my pastel one because it has brown people in it, like the person who recolored it. I love that they put like all different, like different color, like skin colors. I love that. Yes, it's so good. Like for me, I remember the first time I read with the Miss Cleo deck, and I was doing a reading for a client, because you know how like you just like the deck is pulsating, like it's like read with me. So I did a reading with her, and like her ancestor came out. They gave me the name of her like grandmother. Like it was this whole, so me for that deck, and I keep saying like I think mine has the spirit of Miss Cleo because I love me some Miss Cleo, okay? Literally that deck is so good for mediumship for me. Like herbal tarot, playing cards, and Miss Cleo, that's what I use for my mediumship spirit readings, because I don't know, something about them decks. I don't know. Yes, I like the visuals of Next World Tarot. It's my favorite for client reading, especially because it has astrology. The girls do be loving their astrology. That's a nice deck though. How is it for shuffling, my love? Because it looks big. So I have a hard time shuffling big cards because I don't do the overhand shuffling thing. Is it like a good, like is the card stock good where like for me like thinner and like you could rifle shuffle it, or no? Yup. What is so good? I want to know. I'm going. I bought Miss Cleo because yeah, she is so good. Like Miss Cleo be giving it. Miss Cleo. Let me tell you about Miss Cleo. I did a whole thing about Miss Cleo. I saw a documentary that featured her as one of the people, and I follow Miss Cleo. Miss Cleo was never a scam artist. I actually know personally people that read with her when she worked in the psychic hotline. What happened with Miss Cleo, and Miss Cleo used to be a voodoo practitioner, okay? What happened with Miss Cleo is she got tricked into putting her names into stuff. She signed away her image, which is a big mistake, and they used her to scam people. It was the owners of the site, of the hotline and stuff, that used her and demonized her and made her have a bad reputation. It's why when they did the lawsuits, she didn't have to pay anything back. But unfortunately, because she was associated with that lawsuit for the people that got scammed through that psychic network or whatever, her reputation got messed up. Like, she still worked on online psychic stuff, but like, yeah, they just wanted a fall guy, because she literally, I like Miss Cleo. Like, I always felt she was legit. I also felt like the way they promoted her was very racist, and it was just like they just like, oh, shaman, and it's a thing. Yes, Miss Cleo, we giving out messages. You have to shuffle. See, I can't do that, uplift earth. I can't do that, because if I shuffle the card sideways, like, I don't know, I have this thing. So yesterday, it's another reason why I'm live today. Happy anniversary to me. So yesterday, January 31st, I just realized it last night when I was doing a I'm not gonna say who, what, where, and why, because that's private. But I was doing a moving on ceremony for somebody, and it was beautiful. I was helping like someone move into the light and that kind of thing, because I do that too. And when I was done with my sessions yesterday, 'cause I did readings, I did a move on ceremony, I did like a spirit guide. Ooh, the spirits were talking last night. So anyway, I went into my old emails, because the site that I used to work for, they emailed me and they're like, "Hey, are you ever coming back?" So yesterday was the anniversary of when I actually started working as a full-time psychic reader. So 9 years ago, because it's literally when my youngest was born. So she was born into this life. 9 years ago, I started reading professionally. The first year I read at home. So I would do like in-person readings. I do not recommend that. Was not my thing. Having people knock on my door or times a day and all that. Like, I thought that was the only way you could do readings, because that's how I grew up, you know. They would go to grandma's house, get their cards read, whatever, have some coffee with you. But they was disrupting my life, because then I have people knocking on my door all times of the day. I'm like, I'm doing stuff. So then I found, like, I at that time, like a year after that, I was going through stuff. And I was like, I don't want nobody to know I'm going to a psychic, because they had like the psychic reader. Like, I don't want to go to a store like that. So I have found out that they have like hotlines, like online. So I went to a site where you have like a video feed and they do live readings, right? Not a phone reading, like a live reading. So I was this lady's client, and she told me from the first reading, "Why aren't you working here? Like, you're literally psychic." And I was like, yeah. And she was like, "You're supposed to work here." So long story short, she helped me to get tested, because that site at the time, they suck now, but they used to be legit before. They would actually test the psychics when they had different owners to actually see if you could give accurate readings. So I did a live reading. I had to read stuff. They did a training, blah, 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 blah. And so I ended up working there on January 31st. 8 years ago. And I started doing in-home readings, and I didn't realize the correlation on January 31st, 9 years ago. So it's technically my 9 year anniversary. So that's crazy. And then what you will call it. Then from there, I worked there for 4 years full time. And then 5 years ago, it'll be my anniversary in May. It'll be 5 years that I put up my website and went into business for myself. So it's been a journey. I went from a house reader to a psychic online reader to, like, now I do my own thing. So I'm my own boss now. So I love it. It's been 9 years of just, but altogether spiritually, I've been in this path for 17 years. Okay, you just got to do it sideways. Thank you. Yes, yes. I went from 9 years ago. There's nothing wrong with it, but I was like, I left my ex-husband 10 years ago. I've been divorced from him 10 years ago. And I went from being on public assistance, food stamps, Section A. The spirits helped me to get out of that, become self sufficient and all of that. So I'm very grateful for that. But I was doing, and what I liked about the psychic hotline is you don't have a set schedule, so I would go on whenever I could. And I remember, like, I would go when my baby would take a nap, I would log in there, see who I can get, that kind of thing. But I did readings with a newborn baby. So, and then my oldest daughter, she will watch the baby while I did readings for people. But in one of my sessions, she was like a toddler. I didn't know that my youngest had gotten up from a nap, right? And it was like summer, so like she took off her shirt and she literally stood on the table like it was my reading table. And I don't know, because I'm like all in the reading, you know. I was doing like a reading, like a free reading in the free chat, like just so people could see my reading style, because they would let you do like demos, which helps promote the reader. Because if people like your reading style, they'll take you for a private reading kind of thing. She was standing on the table dancing with no shirt on and a diaper, and people like your baby. I'm like, oh my god! So I had some moments. Hi, Zakia. Hi, member. Yes, Miss Cleo. I have such a connection with Miss Cleo. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's just something about Miss. May she rest in peace, because she died like really, really sick. So I still can't do it. Uplift herbs. I can't shuffle from the side. It's so hard. You gotta do a video, okay? I'm gonna watch it too. How you shuffle that deck. If you do that video, maybe I'll get it, because I actually like that deck. But I gotta see somebody shuffling it to see what you're talking about. Hi, lovely Empress. Thank you for becoming a member, my love. Thank you. I know it says it right there. I appreciate that. Thank you, my love. She was like my long lost big sister. Yup. I have a connection with Miss Cleo. I don't know what it is. Yeah, you have to do a video. You have to do a video, my friend. You have to do a video. Like, we have to do this. We have to do this. Oh my goodness. You guys make me feel better, because yesterday, literally, someone unsubscribed from my channel and kind of told me off. So I was like, okay. Sorry. They were not a happy camper. So I was like, okay. Anyways, it's like, if you don't like me, just unsubscribe. Why you gotta like tell me off and unsubscribe? Like, oh, you doing readings with your 1 year old? Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. And the crazy, okay. So people be like, how do you be doing readings? How do you be doing readings with like all these kids or whatever? Now I do the brown mama thing, because I'll be like, let me tell you something. Mama's gonna be doing readings for 2 hours, okay? If you want that video game, you need to behave yourself. Don't make me come upstairs, okay? And then they be quiet. Because I don't even yell at them, because I just give them that face. Mommy's working right now. And then they be like, okay. My kids say, I hate when you make that face. I'll be like, and my oldest be like, mm-mm. My oldest is 21, and she's like, mommy, your face still scares me, okay? I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, because you don't yell, you go, I'm like, oh. Yeah, so they're very disciplined. Literally, my oldest daughter, I feel bad. So she was kind of okay. So she was like setting her hair, right? So she was putting like oils in her hair, right? Because she had just did like her hair wash day. She's putting all the oils, getting her little fro going, right? Just giving what I gotta give. And a little bit of peppermint oil got, peppermint burns. And I didn't know, because I'm like, I'm all in doing a reading, like I'm reading or whatever. And I see her in the kitchen, like her eye is red, like she got tears. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? She's like, I know better than to interrupt you when you're doing a reading. I just had to deal with my burnt eye. Like, I just did what I had to do. I was like, oh, she remembers. I'm like, I can't. She's like, I don't interrupt you, okay? Oh my, yeah, that face does me business. Mhm. Yes, exactly. And when I used to go out with my kids, we used to go to somebody's house or the store. I'd be like, "There's no bathroom in the house. There's no kitchen in the house, and nobody goes into the rooms." Or like you go to the store, you better not ask me for nothing in the store, and you better behave yourself. And then they used to like behave good. People like, your kids are so well behaved. Yes, they are. I was raising, it's hard because even though when I was married, like their father was in the military. So technically speaking, like my whole life, like I raised my kids on my own. So, and when you have more than one child, like you have to get it together. Yeah, the pre-warning, like, I told you, don't make me come to school. Respect your teacher. So I have a lot of respect for public school teachers. A lot of people, I've seen parents, kids being whatever, and they actually defend the kid. I'm like, your kid literally cursed at the teacher, but yet you're defending your child. Weird. Yeah, I don't. We don't do that here. Mm-mm. I remember my daughter. She thought she was cute. She disrespected the bus driver. She was like, I don't know, like in fourth grade, and I found out about it because one of my neighbors told me. Because I always had like people watching my kids, because her dad had picked her up, and her dad spoiled her like there was nothing she could do wrong. So I literally made her go to the bus driver, apologize, write the bus driver an apology note. Like I made her do it in front of everybody. I was like, you will not disrespect the bus driver, and you're grounded. So we're not doing that. Exactly. They know exactly what time it is. Exactly. Exactly. But at the end of the day, it really does come from love if you want to be like serious about it. Because one thing I always taught my kids, unfortunately, like the world is going to judge you by how you look on the outside, and racism exists. And one thing I always told my boys, especially, there's so many of our men in jail, and so much stuff going on with the legal system. I always said, I will be damned if one of you guys end up in jail, or my daughter ended up pregnant when she was too young to take care of a child. Like, that's why I was always so strict with them, because it always came from love. It always came from love because I grew up in the South Bronx. Like my brother, one of his friends I think she was in sixth grade, she got pregnant at 11 from an 18-year-old. So like I saw like a lot of teen pregnancy. I saw a lot of my friends, my guy friends that I grew up with, like they got shot by cops, they got arrested. Like I saw all of that, drive-bys. I grew up in the Bronx. I grew up in the South Bronx, and I grew up during the crack era, the 80s and 90s in the Bronx. And I saw a lot of stuff. And, I just never wanted that for my kids. I grew up most of my life in the projects. Exactly. Like, yes, because I can't believe that they told this person, oh, if you don't buy this very expensive candle, like like you can't talk to the spirits. I'm like, who said? We weren't doing that back in the days. What are you talking about? Hey Tekla, how you doing? How you doing? Hey y'all. He's like, hey y'all. Yeah, and another thing too that people try to promote too is like initiations, but it's become like initiations had just become another form to scam people now too. Because it's like, yes, initiations are important, but like I just met you 5 minutes ago. Why are you telling me I got to get initiated? Can I learn stuff first? Can I learn like? Can I know the spirits? Can I learn about them? Can you teach me something? Other than taking all my money, like what the hell? I've known people that have gotten initiated and never heard from their godparents again. Like their godparents have literally disappeared. I've known people that paid for rituals that never happened. I've heard of people like their spirits, like they didn't get crowned properly. Like, oh, it's just the horror stories. I always say, like, vet people that potentially you want them to be your godparents or whatever. Like, vet these people, because there's just a lot of debauchery out there. Yes, they really are. Like, they literally, the first thing they want you to do is, like, give me all your money. Like, okay, that's weird. you know and I've had people, like, I feel very humble when they're like, oh, I would love for you to be my godparent or whatever, but I don't know, like, that's something I might do someday. But to be honest, I'm very old fashioned. Like to me, being a godparent is a huge responsibility. It's like a marriage because I'm stuck with you. You stuck with me for life. I'm responsible if I don't teach you things the right way. So it's a big it's a big responsibility. So it's like I'm very hesitant. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very hesitant for that. You know, a lot of people it's about the money and stuff, but for me it's like I don't know. Like I don't know yet because I'm not even good for. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even like traditional marriage. That's just not my thing. So like I did the marriage thing. I found that was not my thing. So I'm one of those people. Like commitments is hard for me. Commitments are hard for me, and being a godparent is like a commitment. So I don't know. I know. I'm excited about the classes too. I had a mediumship session yesterday, and I'm actually gonna offer those services again on my website because I actually love doing them and stuff like that. So but I miss the old time stuff, man. I miss like growing up, we will have like parties, you know, and we will have like fiestas paleras and stuff like that. And I love those. Like like all the older people, their kids will get together. People would like take on spirits. We'll have all the food and the music, and my mother would be playing the conga music in the background, and I'll be dancing, you know. But yeah, I miss that. Like there's just a lot of times in spirituality nowadays, there's like this loss of community now. Like it's sad. I'm like, what happened to that? You know? Hey, Lexi Finest. Oh, you're gorgeous. Thank you. You're gorgeous. Exactly. They take the money and run. Yup. Hi, lovely misas. Yes, I love the misas. I love the fiesta paleros. I love all that stuff. I remember the misas, my grandmother, because she practiced Haitian voodoo, but she also practiced espiritismo too. And she would do like the spiritual operations on people and stuff like that. And it would just be so like fun, you know. I love it. I love it so much. Mediumship is the ability to talk to people from the other side, my love, to communicate with people from the other side. Spirit guides, dead people, all the good stuff. Yeah, so I miss those things, you know, because the people I practice with, they're in New York, and I haven't been able to go to New York as much as I want to because of the COVID. So I get lonely up here. I'm like, oh, boo, because I don't have a house here. I have it in New York, in Long Island, so I can't get out as much as I used to. Yes, it was great bonding. How do you explain to someone that even if you believe in God, you can have a gift and not be the devil? You can tell them Harriet Tubman had the gift of prophecy and she freed over 2,000 slaves with the Underground Railroad, and she was a psychic because the reason she had like some type of accident in her head, Harriet Tubman, and whenever she was helping the slaves escape slavery, she used to have like a download, especially during the full moon, and she will foresee being captured if she would take certain routes. So that's how she was always able to escape being captured. You could explain it that way. You could explain that Jesus had the gift of prophecy, Prophet Jeremiah had the gift of prophecy. The gift of prophecy is psychic abilities. In the Bible, they have many examples of divination. If you look at how the Egyptians used to read water, okay, so there's many examples in the Bible of all the stuff that they're speaking about. So I with people like that, throw the Bible back at them, and then they leave me alone. Yes, you should do mediumship. Exactly. So say no. That's why I'm gonna be honest. Even though like I grew up around like spiritual people, I myself was very, very Christian. Okay. I have a Pentecostal background. So even though my mom was doing all this spiritual stuff, from the age of 9 till the age of 17 years ago. So y'all do the math. So I'm 43. So you calculate 9 and you take away 17 years, you know, from my age. You know, I'm gonna be 43 this year, so I'm 42. So if you take away that, you do your math, okay? So 42 take away 17, that will tell you how long I was a Pentecostal. Anyways, because I don't feel like doing the math right now. So basically, I got to the point where I used to be a street preacher, so I know the Bible's backwards and forwards. And I also went through the seminary. So I went to like Bible Institute and all that, and I got ordained as a minister. So if I wanted to, I could technically have a Pentecostal church, okay? Because I was one of the, like, I used to preach, in public and give your life to Jesus and all that stuff. And basically, I left it because it wasn't the right path for me. I left it 17 years ago. But for a long time, and that's why I've been reading professionally for 9 years, but all those other years, I had an issue with calling myself a psychic because of like that ingrained stuff that the church, did. So yeah, that's the thing. And I always tell people too, you can practice the ATRs and still believe in your Christ God or whatever God you believe in. Like, you can still do that, especially if you're from the diaspora. Like, there's Christian components to spirituality, but it's not Christianity, if that makes sense. Like with the Madama spirit, she uses a lot of Bible verses, but it's not Christianity because you're using it as a spell. That it's just kind of like, I do it more as a homage to my ancestors. There's no religious connotation for me when I'm reciting the Apostles' Creed or when I'm reading the Psalms. There's no religious connotation for me. I do it because my enslaved ancestors did it, and they found power through that. So it's like an honor to them. It has nothing to do with Christianity for me. Exactly. All of it is in the Bible, so hit them with their own knowledge. Yes. And if you want me to be honest, the reason that I became Christian was because of my orientation, to be honest. My aunt, I was 15 and I made the mistake of coming out to my aunt. And she put me in a Christian conversion camp. So for me, it was always like me trying to heal myself. And when I accepted myself, like, I got out of that. So that was my personal, yeah. She tried to heal me from my orientation and stuff. Exactly. Exactly. Uplift herbs. Exactly. They talk about mediumship, but like Mary spoke tongues. Okay. You go to a voodoo ritual, they're speaking tongues. You go to a Christian church, they're speaking tongues. You go to a voodoo ritual or a misa, they're laying hands and healing people. You go to a church, they're laying hands and healing people. So I'm just saying, people dance in the spirit in church, people dance in spirit in the ATRs. There's a lot of correlations here. Okay, that's false, right? So understand too, understand too that I don't look at the Bible as literal at all. No offense, because I went to college, and a lot of people are gonna be mad at me. I'm probably gonna lose a lot of subscribers, but I said what I said. I read this book. I'm gonna do a book review on it on this channel, actually, or yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna leave the comments on because people are gonna be really mad at me, but there's this book I read, and he's a reverend, and he went in this whole pillage to find out if like Jesus physically existed, and he found out a lot of controversial things, and he also found out that the church controlled what books got into the Bible first of all. So a lot of women got written out of the Bible. They only put in the Bible what they wanted to put in. So there's a lot of missing scripture, and also there's books that predate the Bible. Okay, so some of the Bible is literally plagiarized. Like, there's other sacred texts and stuff where women were more sacred, so on and so forth. And I'm just saying, like, there's other books of Moses, like in Hoodoo, they work with the other books of Moses that is not in the Bible, and they do things there and da 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 da. So I actually studied in college religion because I wanted to know, like, why do you do certain things in the ATR? It's why I like teaching people, because I'm not only gonna go by what my godmother says. I want to know, like, why we doing that? Why are you giving them that offering? Why we gotta pray like that? Like, I'm one of those people, like, why? So I like to educate myself. And exactly uplifts herbs. The Bible is, to me, like any other, like Greek mythology, like anything else. I feel like in the ATRs, like in Ifa, traditionally they have one supreme being too, right? They have one main god, they call him something else. In voodoo, we have a main god, we call him something else. If you look at other religions, okay, they all have like a main supreme being and then other spirits or whatever. So Christianity is one of the newest religions. There's other religions predating Christianity, shamanism, and all those types of things. Indigenous people, they had different spirituality. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at that too with like a historical context, you know. So I do Bible stuff, like I said, because my ancestors did it, but I don't necessarily live by the principles of the Bible or none of that stuff. Like I'm not a Christian, just FYI. Hoodoo has nothing to do with being a Christian. Exactly, 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 exactly. But this is the thing. But this is the thing. So, but this is the thing. Um, that doesn't bother me. That doesn't, yeah, I know that's God's name. I don't like to say it because I get anxiety. So if I mispronounce it, I have people that actually make fun of the way I pronounce stuff, and I'm not in the mood to be stuttering on live stream and people making fun of my pronunciation. So that's why I just said they have a name. Okay, so basically, um, the way that my grandmother kind of broke that down to me, right? Um, when Lama Dama spirits were around, they knew that some people wouldn't accept the truth. So they were okay with the black church. Like the black church and the brown church is its own thing. Like if you look at the black and brown church, it's very spirited. The music, the dancing in the Holy Spirit, it's like a party, right? That was the way some black people liberated themselves. And I feel like that's okay. I feel like whatever you believe in, like you have the right to believe in that. Like I don't believe like this is the only way to do stuff. I believe like in freedom of religion. Do you? I just don't like when your religion hinders my civil rights. When we start making laws against people from the LGBTQIA plus community, when we make racist laws, when we oppress people, when we oppress marginalized people, that's when I have an issue. When you tell me what to do with my body, okay? When you tell me what to do with my body, when it's my body, my choice, that's when I have issue with religion. Other than that, like you believe whatever you want to believe, that's on you. Just don't hinder on my freedoms, you know? Exactly. I what? Why they're not letting somebody's comment goes on here? So Lala, I read your comment for some reason, like they won't let me let it go through. It's really weird. It says I would maybe identify as a Christian, but boy, how did Christianity get me into a bad situation due to subservient women crap? Because they wrote a lot of the women prophets out the Bible. But Mary Magdalene was a priestess. I just had that conversation this morning. All right, no problem, Lexi. Have a great, great day. Many blessings to you. Oh, thank you, Mickey Lee. See you, my love. See you, Mystic Treasure. See you, my love. But yeah, yeah, I literally made a video one time and somebody was like, "Oh, do you have a speech impediment?" I was like, "Really?" Even if I did, like, really, like that's what you care about. But you be shallow people on here sometimes. But yeah, conversion camps don't work. That's when I have an issue with religion. When you think you can actually change somebody's orientation or gender or whatever, like, ew. I don't believe in the Bible is literal because I went to college. Exactly. I don't know, honey, because like I said, I have my own voodoo house that I work with, so I wouldn't know. Like me, like those places, centros and stuff, they're very like underground. So it's like when you go to a Haitian botanica, okay, they look at you a certain way. Because I've gone to the and I'm like, but I'm trying to buy something, and they be like looking at you, and then my grandmother be like, no, she's Haitian too. Like, oh, okay. Like, and then she'll like explain stuff, and I'm like, okay. So, same thing with like, misas and all that stuff. Like, they're very underground and very protected because we are very oppressed. The people that practice the ATRs, like, we're very demonized. I was just telling somebody this morning because I went outside and I was doing a cleansing, and people seen chickens come in my house, but no chickens come out sometimes and all that. Like, the neighbors don't start with me, but nobody really talks to me because I'm known as like the neighborhood bruja kind of thing. So you already know. and they seem like, people come into my house or whatever. So yeah, so it's kind of like, so that's why a lot of times people, they have regular 9 to 5 jobs, like they don't want people to know they're into certain type of spirituality. So a lot of those places are very like underground. Like I know there used to be one in the Bronx, but I don't know if it's still around, or but I have my own peoples that I go to in New York. So it's like this closed group. I'm only 42. I went when I was like 15 years old. It was in Puerto Rico actually. When I was living in PR, and my aunt thought she was helping somebody, but they were mean to me. They made us pray like 12 hours a day, listen to preaching. They restricted food from us. I got a whole boyfriend just so I could get out of the conversion camp. Okay, I was like, yeah, I have a boyfriend now. I like him. Like, please, I'm fixed now. It's so terrible. She's like, I thought it was normal to bring chickens. No, but I'm talking about live chickens. They actually see like live roosters and chicken come in my house, but just like never leave the house. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, they're to eat people. Oh, I love that saying. I'm outside dancing with couple smoke, and the neighbors are like, what? Yes. Thank you, Paisley. I'm gonna be 43. Like, I'm mad excited. So literally in like 2 months is my birthday. I'm gonna be 43 years old. I'm excited. I have like a 21-year-old. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited. Do you have any tips of pouring libations when you have neighbors? I don't have an altar. You could just pour it on the ground. Hmm. Just like people do it all the time when people that they be like, this for my homies. So just be like, this for my dead people. I just do it for the people. Like, this is for my dead people. Hey, yes, birthday. Or depending on what spirit you're working with, if you can go out in nature to like where they rule over. So let's say you have a spirit that rules over trees. I will pour libations under a tree like that. Like I will go to a park and people don't gotta like, you're not doing nothing wrong. Like pouring libations isn't polluting. So I'll be like, you know. I call it witchcraft. What do I call it? I do drive-by witchcraft. Okay, so if I have to dispose of a coconut because I did a cleansing, like I'll be in a vehicle, I'll look or whatever, throw it in the middle of the road, run so you don't get in trouble. Or if I have to leave a animal offering in the cemetery because you're not allowed to really do that, I'm gonna go in my like, I'm gonna go in my like sweatsuit, I'm gonna cover my face, I'm gonna look down, I'm gonna throw my chicken, and I'm gonna leave, and I'm like drive by spirituality. If I gotta leave it at somebody's house because I'm doing something to them, like AKA I left the cow's tongue. Like you can't, it's gonna be in the middle of the night. We're gonna be dressed all in black. I got my posse with me. We're looking all around, boop, and then we're out of there. And you put it in a good place, the longer it hides in their property, the more potent the hex is. So I've done that. I've hexed people too, just drive by hexing. So I'm just saying, witches gotta find a way. Yes, it's drive by witching. Oh, this is for my homies. That's what I used to do when I didn't have an altar. I used to be like, this is for my homies. One of my friends died. They'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, we have to do that now because like people be so scared of what they don't understand. So you gotta literally be living like a double secret life. You know what I mean? Like I told my youngest daughter, don't be talking about possessions and voodoo rituals at school. Like you're not gonna have no friends. And then I practice Haitian voodoo. So like that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm okay being single because you tell somebody you do voodoo, they're like, ooh, voodoo. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay. I'm not gonna hide my spirituality. So it's yeah. They're like, oh, you do voodoo. Don't do I'm like, I'm not gonna do voodoo to you. Like, you're not that special. But I'm not gonna waste my oils, my spirits, and my offerings on you. I met you like 5 minutes ago. But yeah. So try telling I do professional readings for a living and I'm a medium and I do voodoo. How you doing? So what's new with you? And I have a YouTube channel. How you doing? Like it's weird. It makes dating awkward. Awkward. So this is for my homies. I literally did that with one of like another priestess. She's a santera. We had to throw coconuts. I was in her car. I was like, let's just throw it in the middle of the road. And then we just drove. Whoop. I've done that so many times. It's so funny. But you got to do what you got to do in the cemetery. I just be feeling weird. Like when we be leaving like sacrifices in the cemetery, like I just be wondering like what people's mind, like, oh my God, when they be walking by, somebody did something in the cemetery. Oh, or like collecting graveyard dirt. Like that's always fun too. You got to make sure nobody's looking at you. Oh my goodness. Your husband just watches me and stays clear when he sees me working. That's good. That's very good. I love that. I love that. But yeah. I would never teach anybody how to work with criminal. Mm-mm. Nope. I would never teach anybody how to work with him. He's a serial killer. I've worked with him, but that's something, unless you're initiated, I'm not going to teach you. Mm-mm. And nobody could pay me for that because he literally will mess up your whole damn life. It's like that whole girl that conjured up one of the barons and she died because she didn't know what she was doing. I would never want to kill somebody because Baron Criminal is he no joke. Okay, that he's no joke. Ti Jean is no joke. The Petro spirits are no joke. Some of these getters are no jokes. Like Masaka is no joke. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Thank you, Simone Bastiste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, some of these spirits will take a person. I went to a ritual once that they conjured up something, and the girl did not know what the hell she was doing. And I was like, "Why am I in this ritual?" And the thing wanted to take her and kill her in the ritual, and I had to do a whole exorcism. And the spirit was beating the crap out of me, and I was like, "This is why I don't be going to. This is why I don't like being around people that don't know what they're doing. Like it's so annoying." Yeah, it was not cute. It was not cute. And then somebody recorded the thing, so like you could see like the orbs and like it was just not good. Like she was screaming and all the things. So I like okay, let me tell you something. I like dark, but I don't teach that to people like that because too many people be dabbling and stuff and they don't know what they're doing. And then I'm not gonna sit here and you killed yourself or a spirit took one of your children and you dead now. Like I'm not doing that. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So, what will fit your needs for that, Raz one? If you want to know what laws work with you, you should get a spiritual investigative reading, and I'll let you know because I do it through Haitian tradition. So, spirit court investigative readings. That's when, if you want to know what laws, orishas, all that stuff, that's the reading you will get. Yes, I was able to help her because she was like one of the girls that practices with me. That was her sister. That was like her baby sister. So she was like, "Oh, my sister, like it's annoying." So I'm not gonna answer that on live stream. Like if you want to know if you have abilities, you can always book a reading with me, my love. You're welcome. You can always book a reading, and I would more than glad look into that for you. I literally have a one question reading now. It's like $11, so I can answer that for you. But do you have given Haitian voodoo? Yeah, okay, I read that stuff. But yeah, she said Baron, I just call him Criminal. Criminal is scary. Yes, he is such a like closed off spirit that like if you try to Google his music, it like doesn't exist. But I have him. There's another spirit that's also as scary, the one that rules over cow's tongue. Oh. So there's like a specific voodoo spirit that we give cow's tongue to. Like we'll sacrifice a cow, we'll give it the cow's tongue. He don't be messing with him. Okay, you just don't mess with him. There's like another aspect to legba that like is a whole different type of legba energy. So we have another road opener spirit, but that's when we're opening up that we're getting into some things. And we always say like the one that we shall not name. So we have those type of spirits too. Oh, thank you, Mystic Treasure. I appreciate you for saying that. But yeah, so it's crazy. Like I've seen things. I've seen things. But working with the hot spirits, like be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. Oh, thank you, Paisley Simone. Thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. But I think I'm gonna go eat some lunch now, or whatever. If you guys want to watch back, I'll show like the decks that I want to work with in February. But I thought I would just stop by here and chit chat because it's Black History Month and like hello. So, you know, let me stick close to my madama. She says, "Oh goodness, hey, La Madama has a dark side too. Don't be sleeping on La Madama now. She has a dark side too now. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm actually gonna announce this on here too, but I'll probably make a video. So my little shop that I'm making, some of the supplies are coming in today. Okay, and some people are having a hard time finding lamadamas. So I'm going to be selling lamadamas that I'm actually going to bless myself. So they're going to come with like some energies, you know. So that it's gonna be supplies limited though. But I thought like in celebration of Black History Month that I would actually buy some lamadamas, bless them, and people that work with her, they want to have a statue of her. So I'm actually gonna make that available on my site. So it's exciting. So I'm excited. So my madamas are coming today. I'm like, yay! So I'm gonna do like a whole 2 week rituals. You know what I'm saying? Put all the juju. Like I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. My love, if you look at my videos, there is a link and you could read through all the descriptions and stuff. And you could literally look up that, but you could literally get like a 10-minute reading. I could answer your question like if it's that's the only question you have. So I could just be like, yeah, you do or you don't or whatever. So it doesn't matter what kind of reading you get. But there's a bunch of different types of reading on there. Oh, thank you, my love. Happy Black History Month, my love. Booking for the reading is on my site. Yes, it is. I have a website. You click on the store and it has all my different like services and stuff. I'm even going to be offering services to people that want to help their family members move on, because some people are like they feel like they have family members that maybe they died, you know, under really sad thing in their earthbound like sad situation, and they want to like move them on so they could come back later as like a spirit guide and stuff. So for transitioning, like I have those services now. Yeah. All right, Tekla, have a good day at work. Hey, Morgan Moore, how are you, Queen? But yeah, I'm gonna go eat lunch. I just realized it's 12:30, no, 12:18 p.m. I have a reading at 1 o'clock. So yeah, and I've been working since like 9 to like 11, whenever I got on here. And then I have to do some readings tonight. I have readings tonight from like 8 to 11:40 tonight. So you know, I gotta break my 6, 7 hours, you know, into little intervals of the day. Little interval. That's what people like. Oh, I bought 2 readings. Why can't you book them together? Because I schedule in like a 10-minute bathroom break. You know, I have to use the bathroom sometimes. I drink water or something, or maybe somebody's running late, so I'll give them a 10-minute grace period, stuff like that. All right, you take care of yourself too. Thank you for joining, Raz, Simone, Mystic Treasure, Morgan, Tekla, S, Simone Batista, Paisley, Uplift Herbs, all the people, all 17 of you that are still here. Thank you so much. Thank you, members. I am having a ball with the memberships, like doing the one card pulls and the energetic reading and that video we did yesterday on animal sacrifices. Like, I'm having a ball. I am, yes, make a shuffling video because I'm going to actually look at it, my friend. Like, I want to see how you shuffle that deck. Because a lot of decks, I don't buy them because I'm like, oh, the cards look so huge. And I want to know a reader who can actually do readings with a big deck, okay? And I want to see it because I'm going to literally be like doing a tutorial on it. I have all these decks that I bought from Etsy. I love Etsy, but it takes forever to ship. I'm like the most impatient person because I'm so used to like Prime. It comes in 2 days or 3 days, and it's like ordering from Etsy, you gotta wait, and then ordering from Tarot Collectibles, like is coming all the way from Europe. So I'm like, I want my stuff already. Like I want my decks. I want my tarot decks now. You have a good day. Oh, I recommend also Uplift Earth's channel. Their channel, I love it. If you want to know all things folk magic, okay, they have a really, really great channel. Like they work with La Virgen de Guadalupe, which one of my children adore, and La Santísima Muerte. We have a whole La Santísima Muerte altar here because one of my children is a devotee. I love Santísima Muerte. I don't work with her directly, but I love her energy. Like she's always in my ancestral altar because of my child. So, because they have like Mexican lineage and everything. So, I love it. I love it. Yes, I love La Santísima Muerte be doing stuff like she mad powerful. Like please, she tells you how it is. So I love her. I love La Virgen de Guadalupe too. So yeah, so I have like a lot of family members that work with her too. So yeah. Oh, you're so cute. Like now I gotta go cry. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Much love, much light, much blessings. Thank you so much for, I don't know, catching my live stream. I'm so used to signing off on the video. We're not doing a video right now. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Oh, for those of you that are on my witch level, in the next 3 to 4 days, I'm actually gonna post on the members only the links for the different groups and stuff. So let me know what group you want to be in so that I could start actually sharing the Skype links. So make sure you have a Skype account and I'll start sending those to you. If you're already not on my contact list on Skype, I'll give you all the info so we can have our witchy meetup covens. There's going to be like two options, one during the day and one at night. So you let me know because we're going to be meeting up monthly. So I'm excited to meet up with other fellow spiritualists and witches and all that. So I'm excited about that. I want to say hello to black people and black people. Oh, I want to say, oh, as a joke. Okay, as a joke, but I don't want to ruffle feathers. Yeah, we don't have sensitive people on my channel. All right. So, okay, wait, that's a good question. I got a question. On your left hand, there's a blue stone. Yeah, this is a communications crystal. So it's blue lace agate. So when I do readings, I want to be able to communicate. And then this ring is a labradorite. Labradorite is a shaman crystal, so I like it because it works with like the higher chakras. And then this one is for like depression. I can't think of the name of the stone now. And then this one is my amethyst. Like I always have to have amethyst and labradorite on my person. This is citrine because I'm working on my solar plexus chakra. This is protection from the evil eye. This is protection from the evil eye. And then this is actually made out of lava. And then these crystals represent all seven chakras. So it's just like a protection because I do readings for people or when I'm on live. Just because you guys are nice doesn't mean everybody who watches me is nice. So if anybody tries to throw juju at me, I have my mirrors, I have some stuff under my table, I got my spirits. Like I'm all about protecting myself. So that's why I have the jewelries. So that was a good question. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Much love, much light, much blessings. Bye.